Intermediate showmen, grades 7th and 8th, please report to the makeup arena. Intermediate showmen to the makeup arena.
I think as we get started here, I think a very, very close decision out here in terms of showmanship. I think all the seniors are doing a good job of managing their barrows, and to me, this is about managing real estate as much as it is about managing barrows, because we've been told from a young age on, be 10 foot in front of the judge and go back and forth. Well, when that is a crowded region of the ring, then where do you go in terms of identifying and separating yourself in different directions? And I think, whip use needs to be effective. It doesn't need to be too aggressive, and I think how you hold your whip is critically important to me. Body posture needs to be natural. And I think your champion showman, I guess I'm almost preferred her posture a little better in terms of the regular show. She might get a little hunkered down now, but in order to use your whip, have a plan of where you want to go, and then be able to drive a barrow that doesn't, that's white and not get marked up. That to me is appropriate whip use. And with that stated, young lady to my right here is your champion senior showman. Let's give her a nice round of applause. I think for reserve and third is very, very close. To me, I like the posture and I like the location of one of the showmen, but then I like how the other young lady really uses her driving utensil well, and I think it's very, very effective, particularly in terms of placement. I think she's done a good job. Young lady in the down-eared Chester bear is going to be reserved. I think she's really good in terms of her body posture, positioning, and where she wants to go. To me, third and fourth is very close. I like the young lady here in front of me. Maybe got to overusing her whip just a little bit. A young man that I thought got a little quick in his step and I wish would clean his barrel up a little bit. Does a good job over here, particularly in terms of getting down and working and driving to the open area. Young man here is going to be third within your heavies. Needs to clean his barrel up, but other than that, I thought did a good job. Young lady here is a little hard with her whip use on her black pig. I'd go ahead and be a little more comfortable with her free hand. Young lady here doesn't have a brush with her, and she'll tend to lock her arm behind her hip. I would just as soon leave it a little more natural in terms of posture. Young people here didn't see as many of those pigs as separated from the group. They tended to follow their barrel a little more than that. Young man here had a couple good drives, but then I'd lose him off in corners, lose him in a pile just a little too frequently. So good set of senior showmanship. Let's congratulate them on their participation today, if you would.
Congratulations to Cindy Van Meter for being the senior showmanship winner, Abby Hannon for second, Jackson Wall for third. Will now be showing for junior showmanship. A phone has been turned into the announcer's stand, so if you've misplaced your phone, please come to the announcer's stand.
I have an advantage to watch these students throughout the day, and I sure think that just in Montana, I told them showmanship is 90% at home, 10% of what happens at the show in terms of random chance and circumstance. To me, there's three of them in here that do a pretty good job. I think as you get down to maybe just bringing a pair out of this particular group, if I brought 2 and 2, that would put 4 in the final ring. The young man here and the young lady right there are a little smoother in their transition from going one way to going the other way. They're going to come back to the finals. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Young lady here, I put third in this particular heat. She wanted to go ahead and work on her barrel's head a little too hard. She used her knee to kind of get him turned initially. I'd go ahead and step back a little bit, hit him on the rib and get him going a little more forward. Boy with the blue barrel kind of followed him around. I got to have a little more control. These two young ladies right here got great eye contact, and really right now this is the best drive that she's had, but it's a little too late because these two young ladies spent time back here, spent time over here, and so it's about positioning your barrel relative to where I'm at. They were a little slower out the draw. Both of you do a nice job with their whip. Very, very comfortable from that standpoint.
Coming back from our first class is Merrick Tallman and Audrey Korniak.
think as we reflect on showmanship, I think a big part of that is controlling your nervous tendencies and maintaining focus, but yet being relaxed. I think the two most relaxed showmen that are the most effective out here, young man with the belted bear, young man with the doo-rock bear out here, those two are going to come back to the finals. I think the next young lady that's the closest is right here with the calico bear. She's not as aggressive in terms of putting her pig in position, and I think that bear would like to bring his head up just a nickel. Then we get into a blonde-haired girl over there and a young lady over here. They got really excited out here and maybe got to overusing their whip and jumping in between myself and their pig a little bit. Young man here was almost a little too chill, kind of just trotted around after his pig in terms of instead of taking control. Young lady here gets to using her knees to get her bear going instead of just stepping back and using the whip on his body and rib cage to get him to go forward. She wanted to drive him up front on his head. Bear gets confused and doesn't know what to do, so I'd step her back just a little. Two nice ones coming back. I think a great set. My compliments again.
Coming back from the second heat is Braden Hanowich and Jacob Rodeball.
I think showmanship is about the moment, and you can have great showmen that, you know, they just, maybe things don't work quite right at this particular time, and I feel bad for the boy in the blue. He's shown a really good set of bears today and done a great job of it. His bears decided as part of the team of showmanship to want to kind of quit on him a little bit, and so that's hard to navigate through because he's done such a good job throughout the day. How do you equate it at this particular point? Consistency is the key. In my opinion, the most consistent showman we had from of these four from this morning to this afternoon, and nothing has changed from when they drove today to when they drove now. Is both the spotted up bear. He's going to be your champion intermediate showman out here. Does a really good job out here. Very smooth, very consistent. What I find interesting, he'll take his free hand and put it on the pig's loin. Young man, how old are you? I got a 12-year-old does the same thing, and I tell him all the time, take your free hand off his hip, just like you're doing. Hey, but it's okay. You're a good pig driver. I think my 12-year-old's a pretty solid pig driver, but that's something they do. Does a great job, and he is very, very consistent. I like the young man that's going to be second here, the Duroc Bear. He just slow and steady wins the race. He doesn't overwork his bear. His bear is wet down. He's cool. He's comfortable. He doesn't overdrive him, and I like that a good deal about the boy. I think very, very comfortable and very smooth in terms of his transitions. Doesn't overwork his pig. I like that a good deal. Young man's going to be third because he was probably one of my strongest showmen coming in. His bear quit on him a little bit, but you can't blame it all on the pig and then leave him out of the top three because he did a really good job throughout the day. Young lady does a nice job with the bear, tends to use her knees just a little bit on him to get him to move forward. And then she had him so whited out for the champion drive that he came in hot. And that bear gets hot too quick. Number one goal of showmanship, take care of your pig first. I'd go ahead and wet him down and cool him down a little bit for showmanship particularly, so he's a little more comfortable out here. Great class intermediates. My compliments to all four.
Congratulations to Merrick Tallman for intermediate showman, Braden Hanowich second, Jacob Rodeval third. Now he's showing for junior showmanship. There will be 2 heats of the junior showmanship.
You know, showmanship is one of those things that you work hard and you get better at it, but there's also a natural element in terms of where to position yourself, how to hold and use your driving utensil, and then when to turn, when to anticipate and get out of trouble and get to the open zone and get away from those that may get you in trouble in terms of a pile of pigs. I think there's 2 young ladies out here that are very, very smooth in terms of what they do. Young lady in the orange is coming back right there with the clown-headed bear. Then the young lady with the Duroc bear in the blue paisley shirt here is also coming back. I think those 2 are very, very smooth. Young lady in the green shirt was close. She crowds too far forward on the bear's shoulder, and then he gets to spinning around just a little bit. We look at our other showman. The boy works real hard down here. Spent too much time down in this corner. Want him a little in the middle a little bit. Young lady's got a real nice bear there that, you know, his head's up a little better now, but just wanted to get a little more aggressive, uses her knees a little too much. Young lady here, just a little more chill, a little more laid back in terms of where they use their whip on the ham and use their knees a little too much. Young lady down here, very comfortable with her pig, doesn't overdrive it at all, but the problem is we got to have a little bit more element of control to get them out where they need to be, get them in the big ring in the center just a shade more. So we'll bring those 2 young ladies back and have another heat here of junior showman.
Congratulations to Hadley Hopp and Peyton Strange for making it out of their heats.
think the natural break in this class is to bring three. The young man with the belted barrel over there doing a good job. The young lady right here in the blue shirt, and then the young man with the down-eared hog. I think those three we're going to bring back to the finals. I think as you look at the other exhibitors out here, I think their eye contact on this set is extra good for the most part. I like their focus. I like their intensity. I would encourage them to figure out where they're going to put the whip on the pig and then when to turn and how to turn. They like to get on their head and back them up and turn them tight versus a nice sweeping big circle and go the other direction. I think focus is good. I think just a little more experience at home of putting somebody in the yard and driving to them in terms of I'm the judge, you drive to me. They get a little crowded down here in the corner. Let's congratulate this heat for just a little more control, a little more anticipation of where they're going to go.
Congratulations to Braylon Jones, Jackson Jones, and Logan Hanowich for making it out of their heat. We will now show for junior showmanship.
I think really an outstanding showman in this particular division that is the most natural in how and where they use their free hand and how they carry it. I think they're great in positioning. They're really comfortable at their whip use. They don't overdrive, but yet they don't get too far ahead. I think they manage things very well. Young lady in the blue shirt is very smooth. She's going to be your champion junior showman in this particular group. Very good. Young lady here with the red bell is going to be second. She's maybe a little more mechanical in terms of how she uses her utensil. She'll lock her hand back on her whip just a little, to me, not as natural, but I think really good in terms of where she wants to be and how to get there and when to get there appropriately. Young lady's going to be third here. Really like this young lady's focus and drive and right back at her hip. She crossed in between myself and her pig just a little too much, but I think her natural posture and eye contact a little stronger than the boy that'd be fourth. Boy that's fourth does a good job. He looks around a lot and what's going on around the ring. Focus on your pig, focus on me. Young man here does a good job with the white down-ear dog, but as you can see, when you show white pig in showmanship, you better be easy with the whip, maybe got a little more aggressive. The more I bear down on him, the more he got to using his whip just a little too strong. He's back just a shade, and I think we're in good shape. Let's congratulate all of our junior showmen. That's a good set right there.
Congratulations to Braylon Jones for being this year's junior showman. Peyton Strange second, Hadley Hawk third. This will be the only heat of beginner showmanship.
I'd say the future of your county fair hog show is in real good shape from a showman standpoint out here. A set of beginners that are very focused and really good from that standpoint. I think in terms of consistency and smoothness throughout the day, little guy with the white-eared hog does a tremendous job. Very smooth, doesn't overuse his whip. I love where he's at in terms of focus and positioning out here. Does a very good job. He's your champion beginner. I think for reserve and third, it becomes very close. Right now, the young lady's doing a little stronger job in terms of going to be reserve right here. Love where her position's at. Love where her whip's at on this bear. She showed a spot bear that I loved in breed. When he got in the champion drive, she got to jamming on him a little bit, and so consistency throughout the day. When the pressure got turned up, I'd maybe change that a little bit. Little guy here is animated. I like him in third. The little guy here, maybe a little quicker in his motions with his whip, and then he'll make some noises with his kind of shushing deal. That's a little weird to me, but hey, he's focused, he's fired up, just a little quick in terms of his motions. The other showman we have out here, love the eye contact. That whip is a little too active there with the spot bear, a little too shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, that repetitive motion. I think the young lady here does a good job, but I didn't see her bear soon enough. I didn't see him enough. He kind of walks and she kind of follows, take just a little bit more control and positioning. Two young people down here doing a nice job, maybe a little too much use of their knee, a little too just kind of follow the pig. Let's take some control and get a game plan of where we want to be and when we want to be there. Let's congratulate our beginners, all doing an excellent job out here.
Congratulations to Owen Hagee for this year's beginner showmanship. Second, Kennedy Rodeball. Third, Landry Rodeball. We'll now be showing for Champion of Champions. Again, this is anybody who has been a past winner or was a winner of today. The winner of this Champion of Champions will go against our winner from Monday of our Gilt Showman.
I'll be honest with you folks. I felt pretty comfortable with what I've done today. Kind of enjoyed my day. Kind of a relaxed notion in my mind, and I went through and. Be honest with you, 4 and 5, top 3 barrows I thought fit together. 4 and 5 today. Do you go little prospecty pures? Do you use big proven crosses that represent a 4-H show? I thought that was tough. But nothing compares in terms of decisions I made today in terms of toughness. What does a judge want to do when you go to the county fair? You want to be accurate. You want to do what you believe in, and you don't want to make anybody mad, or you're going to make people mad, but you want to make as few people mad as you can. Then you want to get in your truck and get out of here before anybody wants to tell you how inadequate at life you are. So far, I think I can get to my truck pretty safely and do this. There's absolutely no way to get out of this unscathed. I'm here to tell you all of these showmen do a good job, and I'm going to get the pink elephant out of the room, out of the corner real quick. This little guy, 509, he's got a look in his eye and a focus that he can go at a big national level and do real well. I'm not about to sign up to use a rookie against a bunch of seniors at a county fair. That's the easiest way to get yelled at between here and my truck, and I'm not doing that. He's really big time, but do you want to set a precedent to where the little one beats up on the seniors and the seniors have earned their time and done a good deal? The next thing that makes it weird is a really good showman today with the Duroc barrel was a little late to the party. Okay, what do you do with that? I'm like, man, she's good, but I didn't know where she was, and now she's here, and she was a little slow to the draw. That gets a little difficult. Young lady that won the seniors today had a good barrel today in the crossbred drive. In the final drive, I thought she overused her driving utensil. She's doing better now. How much weight do I put on that from earlier today? That's a question. I thought this young lady, I was surprised I didn't see her today. She comes out in showmanship and the best of the best. Well, I thought she was really good today. She hit in the corners just a little bit for me when it counted, and so as a result, I'm down to about 3. Young man here does a good job, just a little too lethargic from going corner to corner. I think there's 3 of them out here. Little guy right here, a little bit of a loin toucher like my 12-year-old boy is, but he can get after it, and that Bear and him work real well together. Bear went to the bathroom. How big a deal is it he didn't clean him off? I don't know. It's not a huge concern to me. Young lady right here does an ultra smooth job today. I love her style. I love her positioning. I love where she's at. She doesn't touch her pig the least of what we've got out here. But then I ask myself, if I've got my best bear of the day, I'm about to go into the heat of battle, does she have enough aggressive nature to just grill up and get it? Because the young lady that's got the most eye of the tiger in terms of going at the highest level when it counts to me hits me like this young lady right here. 2 things. She's a little bit of a loin toucher, which we've already talked about. And then when does she pace her barrel because he's a little quick stepping? When does she turn it up? She separated herself from the general wolf pack because her barrel went to the corner. And I'm like, what's she going to do? She used her free hand, went around in front of the barrel, got him out of the corner, didn't use her knees, didn't overuse her whip, used her free hand to set the barrel going away in the right direction, and then she kicked back and settled in to a really good drive. She knows that's a problem area. She anticipates and gets that barrel out of there very well. I believe I only pick 1. Is that right? Or do I have to place 3? Okay, I'm telling you, all of these young people, you take age out of the equation, they all do a great job. My compliments to every one of them. The one that's got the most eye of the tiger and has made the most right moves today in this ring is the young lady in the pink shirt. It's going to be your champion showman.
Congratulations to Anna Hannon for winning Barrow Showmanship. She will now go against Morgan Tolman for our Supreme Showman, who will represent the Swine Barn on Friday morning.
two showmen that I think are mirror images of each other, and you know, a lot of being a great showman is pacifying the idiosyncrasies that the judges talked about during showmanship. And so you could tell the young lady with the gilt really wants to use her free hand on her gilt's loin, but no, it's kind of like the stove's hot. Do I touch it? I want to, but I can't. But you know, that gets just a little interesting out here. I think mechanically and fundamentally, they're both very, very good showmen. I went up real easy and just open-endedly. Tell me about your pig, where'd you get it, what's it out of, all of the above. And when you talk to these two young ladies, obviously they're both very, very sharp. One of them could go a little deeper in terms of what the sow is or what they're going to do, you know, with the particular pig long-term, some litter mates, really, really knowledgeable not only about their particular pig, but also about litter mates and how they've done things of that nature. And so mechanically there's no difference. When I just asked an open-ended question, one of them volunteered just a little more effective answer. Young lady with the belted bear is your overall showman today.
Congratulations to Anna Hannon for this year's Champion and Champion Swine Showman. Thank you all for attending. Thank you, Dr. Mark Hogue, for spending your day with us and evaluating our livestock and kids. Thank you. Just a reminder for anyone who's needing the out truck, about another 10 or 15 minutes, they will make an announcement, but just a reminder, the East Wash Bay for any out animals. Also, our judge is available for pictures, so anybody who wanted a picture with Dr. Mark Hogue, please head this way now. Thank you.